Getting started early in the chat, I can see. Good to see y'all. We got 10 minutes till puck drop. Finish them. Yes, that is the goal today. Would love to see this series finished up today. Avs have not won a series at home since 2008. So hopefully we could see them clinch it at home for the first time since then. So they just announced that Braden McNabb on Vegas is suspended for 1 game after his hit on the Anaheim Ducks player in the game last night. But we do have injury updates today. It looks like we're going to have the same lineup as last time. Malinsky and Lehkonen are still out. Their injuries were stated as day-to-day, but my guess is, even though they're day-to-day, my guess is if it was an elimination game, they'd both be playing. That's speculative on my part. I don't know for sure, but judging by the fact that they are said that they're day-to-day, I wouldn't be surprised if they'd be in the lineup if it was Game 7. So, not really going to mess with any of the lines from the last game. Everything seemed to click together pretty solidly in the last game. Hopefully we can keep it going. Minnesota is out another defenseman again. Bogosian is out alongside with Eriksson, Ek, and Brodin are also still out. Neither of them made the trip. So, that's 3 big guys that are missing from the Minnesota lines. Blackwood is in net yet again. No point in taking it away from him after he played pretty well in the last game. But Avs are looking to close it out at home right here. Yes, I'd love to get some rest, especially because that Vegas series has the possibility of being done tomorrow. So there's a chance that if we don't get this done tonight, that they're actually going to be waiting on us, and we won't get as much rest as we would be hoping. I know the Buffalo and Montreal series is 2-2 right now, so I don't know if they're planning on starting the third round. If the Western Conference is done, they might start the third round right away, but they may not plan on it just yet. Hughes can just get 10 more minutes. Yeah, Quinn Hughes, I wouldn't be surprised if this game gets really close at the end. I wouldn't be surprised if he's played 35 to 40 minutes. Because he played 34 minutes in the last one. I didn't even notice that, which is pretty impressive alone. But I think it's a bit of overkill because he's going to be tired on the ice. Especially in that third period. If you're playing your defenseman that much, the third period defense from him is going to be abysmal at the end. He's going to be gassed. Because he played 10 more minutes than the next closest guy on either team, I believe. I don't know if Cale Makar played like 28 minutes or not, but I think the Avs were running decent lines with the defenseman. Welcome to chat, everybody. Thank you very much for coming. It's going to fall dead on the ice. Well, maybe that's why he sees ghosts all the time, is because he's overworked close to being passed out. You can see the ghosts because they're right there. They're waiting to bring him in. The ghosts are coming for Quinn Hughes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and type your score predictions in the chat. Game 5, hoping the Avs can close it out this time. Looking to be a good game today. Nothing really changing for the Avs. Injuries are still a problem for both teams. Lehkonen and Malinsky are still out. If we can get this wrapped up, it'd be great to give them some time off. Hoping that Anaheim pushes the Vegas series to 7. Could be the drugs. Yeah, could be. Maybe with Braden McNabb suspended for a game, the Anaheim Ducks will have the advantage. 5-2 Avs, cheers from Brazil. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you from Brazil. Love seeing all the different countries that watch our channel. It's really nice to see how far the spread is of YouTube. I've seen Czechia, I've seen Russia, Germany, England, Canada, and now Brazil. Avs a lot, Minnesota not that much. Yep, your typical line. Gonna be a crazy game in my opinion. This might be one of the closest games we see of the series. I know the last one was pretty close despite the empty net goals. I think this might be like a 1-2 game. Depends if the Avs are able to get any production 5-on-5. I know they get a lot of opportunities, but getting them past wall set is not super easy. That Parker Kelly goal from the last game was absolutely electric. I loved it so much. I will also be keeping an eye out on possible injury updates throughout the games and possible just any other updates I can see. Would love to see Brock Nelson get a goal on a goalie this time around. It's been, what, I think 16 to 17 playoff games with the Avs that he has yet to get one, so I think he's due. He not only is he due, he owes me. He owes me personally. Hopefully the refs stay out of it. Yeah. They stayed out of it when they were calling penalties for Colorado. That's why we only got 2 in the last one. I feel like a well-refed playoff game is 2 power plays for both teams, and that's it. Let them fight after that. I don't care. So he's saving it for the semis. Yeah. Well, we are on. Let's go, Avs. Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. Hopefully the TNT/HBO broadcast can get things right this time because the broadcast errors in the ESPN broadcast in the last time were absolutely abysmal. I was losing my mind. I know a lot of other people were too. I personally I remember I went on like a 5-minute rant about missing that power play goal from the broadcast, and you could see even if you went and looked at the highlights of the game that it didn't really show the goal in the highlights. 6-3 Avs. I like the optimism for a high scoring game. But my hope is Avs just come out early and strong. Don't let Minnesota take a lead at all. That would be ideal. Don't let them get any confidence. Use the crowd to the advantage. Score your goals. Go wild. Go nuts. Pause. Don't go wild. Just go nuts. Don't go wild. Go Avs. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, they do. Dealing with all these streaming services is a pain in the butt. National anthem is going on right now. Let me just do one last sweep of social media to see if there's any updates within the last 5 minutes of the game. Who do we think is scoring the first goal tonight for the Avs? I feel like Minnesota played their Stanley Cup final in Game 3. But the way they were celebrating after it, that's really what it felt like. The NFL is pretty good at the broadcasts, and I know you can do like Red Zone and Sunday Ticket and whatnot, but when it gets to like holiday season, it gets me kind of annoyed that it like Christmas games on Netflix, Thanksgiving game is on a normal time, but then there'll be like the Black Friday game on Peacock, and they just switch streaming services all the time. Nichushkin, all right, Nichushkin for first goal. I'd love to see that. Some second to third line action right there. Makar for the first goal. Yeah, I would love to see Makar score again. He hasn't scored since the first game. Looks like we are getting ready for puck drop. Let me make my screen full screen here. Alrighty. Blackwood with a 1.95 goals against average, 1-0 record, 912 save percentage. Only giving up 3 goals in his 1.5 starts. So, hopefully he stays solid. Wallstedt in the other net. 1-2 with a 4.05 goals against average, 891 save percentage. Most of that is skewed from the first game. I would feel like that goals against average is probably closer to a 2.5, and that save percentage probably around a 905. That's just estimate math. Don't quote me or anything on that. I'm not a human calculator, unfortunately. All right, they are scraping the remaining bits off the ice. Looks like we are about to get underway. I don't know what was going on. They had some ice they needed to scrape up, but puck drop is coming. Everyone's skating around. Here we go. Brock Nelson versus McCarron. Minnesota Wild dump it in deep. Blackwood plays it behind the net. Plays it around the boards. Up against the wall. McCarron just kind of almost elbowed Nelson right there. Early on. McCarron's a guy that we need to make sure he doesn't affect us emotionally in this game. Shot on net got kind of dangerous. A lot of bodies in front. Puck just kind of pinballed around right in front of the net. Another shot on net from Quinn Hughes is saved by Blackwood. Shot from the slot, and Minnesota scores already 34 seconds in. The Avs could not get anybody on the puck. It felt like there was just a lot of traffic in front. Not a good start. Definitely not what I wanted to see early on. Just a lot of shots on goal, a lot of saves. Burns and Kulak are right in front. And Kulak and Burns are both tied up with McCarron. Leaving wide open in the middle is Johansson. Not much Blackwood could do right there. That's a little tough to start. Well, 34 seconds in, and the Avs are yet again turning the puck over, so Minnesota has the puck in the Avalanche zone right now. Thanks to a little help from the official's leg, the Avs get it out. Here comes MacKinnon. Tried to get it out to the side on a pass on a 2-on-1, but it got deflected. Puck is dumped in deep by the Wild. Devon Toews around the boards. Out to Necas. Necas 1-on-1 with Spurgeon. Drops it off to Landeskog. Landeskog on the outside. Back up top to Nathan MacKinnon for a one-timer. Saved by Wallstedt. Landeskog tries to clean up the rebound, and Wallstedt covers. I like your spelling of McCarron. It's crazy to me that he kept complaining about that hit even after they got a goal on the power play about it. Minnesota passes the puck all the way up. It goes wide, and that'll be icing. So Minnesota came out attacking early. Yet again, their goals are created from Quinn Hughes keeping the puck in and putting the puck on net. Sometimes I feel like the Avalanche let the other team score to lure them into a false sense of security. Your feed still didn't start? I'm so sorry. We are a whole minute and 30 in already, so I'm sorry you can't get your feed going. Parker Kelly giving chase with a hit on the boards. Jack Drury does the same. Puck is now behind the net. Spurgeon with the puck. Gives it to Foligno. Nico Sturm up the side of the board. And the Wild get it out of... not out of the zone, but they're playing back with it in their zone, able to regroup. I don't know who number 2 is on the Wild. I'll have to look in on that. Trennan passes it up to Yurov. Yurov went for the pass across the way. Kind of a dangerous play. Blackwood didn't really know where it went. Avs recover, though. Able to get it out the zone. Nichushkin gets it to Burns. Burns passes it up ice. At center ice. Kadri chips it forward, but Minnesota takes control. Yeah, they like being choked. Okay. Avs intercept a pass at the blue line. Here comes Kadri, and apparently we are offsides. Didn't really look it to me, but oh well. So Minnesota came out swinging. Not a great start to the game. Not loving it yet. Haven't seen any pressure from the Avs. That defensive line was also kind of confusing why they had Burns and Kulak out to start with Nelson, Colton, and I think the other one was Nichushkin. Just that's more of a forechecking line than it is a back-checking line. My guess is with Nelson taking the face-off, they were hoping the Avs were going to win the face-off, but you can't be banking everything on winning the opening face-off. I know Nelson had a great face-off game in the last one, but not easy thing to do. Avs are hounding on the puck right now. Tried to pass it to the point, but it goes just a little wide. Puck goes out of the zone. Avs come back in. Here comes Colton. Puck is bouncing around. He finds it somehow, sends it into the chest of Wallstedt. We got them right where we want them. Exactly. Avs love being down. Puck was just bouncing around, and Colton just happens to find it right in front of Wallstedt. Gets a decent poke at it, just nothing crazy. No corner picked or whatever, just straight on net. Not the start we wanted. Nope, but it's the one we got, and we've got to make up for it. Face off in the Av zone. Here's Landeskog and Hartman. Landeskog wins it. Here comes MacKinnon. MacKinnon up top. Takes a shot from far. Rebound free. No one able to get it on net. Landeskog tried to dive to get the rebound, but it goes just wide. Avs on the Wild's pressure back. Clear out. Wild recover in their own zone. Necas trying to forecheck. Quinn Hughes back skating. Puck is chipped into the Avs zone, but the Avs get it. Breakout pass to Necas. Necas has Landeskog and MacKinnon with him. Chips it in deep to Makar. Makar up against the boards. Gets knocked down. Here comes Kaprizov. And Kaprizov gives it away. Here comes Necas. Kind of blindside hit, but nothing too crazy. Gets knocked down. Loses possession. He's going to go for a change. 4 minutes into the first. Wild dump the puck in deep. Ashawn down low. Wild player loses his edge. Here comes Nichushkin. Nichushkin has O'Connor and Burns with him, but Burns tries to take a shot, and it goes wide. Tried to do a breakout pass to Boldy, but it is deflected wide. And then knocked down is by... Boldy is knocked down by Ashawn. Ashawn knocked him down behind the net. Not able to let them get set. Wild now have the puck down low in the boards. Little slapper from a sharp angle shot gets deflected out of play. 15:38 remaining in the first period. So the diving chance by Landeskog was actually not a bad shot. It just went right off the right of Wallstedt's pad. If he didn't have it on the ground, that would have gone in the net. Face-off is between a lot of legs. And it squirts out almost to where Tarasenko was able to get it, but the Wild recover. Now coming down the slot from a sharp angle shot. Goes wide. Boldy down low. Burns plays it around the wall. Avs try to get it out. Not quite. Puck is sent into the far corner. Avs look like it take a big hit against the boards. Pretty dangerous hit right there. I don't know who that was. I think that was Kiwi Ranta that got hit into the boards. Blackwood playing the puck behind the net, around the wall. Parker Kelly has it and gets it out the zone. Passes it across to Taze. Taze drops it to MacKinnon. MacKinnon spinning around, takes a shot from the corner, and it is glove saved by Wallstedt. I think the Avs are going to try their best to not let McCarron be a part of this. They don't want his actions to influence how the team plays. I think leaving it be is probably the best thing they can do. Be pissed off about it, but don't let it cost you time in the penalty box. MacKinnon with the faceoff against Hartman, or against Sturm. MacKinnon loses it. Sturm sends it around the boards. Minnesota coming up the way. Foligno sends it in deep. Now up top is Spurgeon to the outside. Pass goes a little wide. Down below is Sturm. Sturm passes it outside. Don't know where the puck is. MacKinnon has spun around 2 times trying to find it. Pass to the slot by MacKinnon. MacKinnon gets it out to Necas now. Necas with the pass to finally get it out the zone. Passes it forward to Taze. I think that top line needs to get off the ice. They've been out there for a little bit. Kind of stranded in the defensive zone. And the puck goes down to the Avs end. Taze will get it in retreat while we get some new skaters on the ice. Here comes Nichushkin. Nichushkin skating through the middle. Passes it out to Kadri. Kadri to the middle. Almost had Logan O'Connor. If Logan O'Connor was the other side handed of the... If O'Connor shot from the other side of the stick, it might have been a decent opportunity for him. But nothing much was going to happen on the backhand. Alex, you're welcome to be here, but go Avs. Go Avs, go. Puck is sent all the way down. Deflected out by Wallstedt. Logan O'Connor was given chase, but Wild bring it out. Hartman passes it back to Kaprizov. Kaprizov skates it in. Kaprizov tries to go to the middle, but Nelson is now behind the net. Makar with it, chipping it out. Nelson gets it out the zone. Here comes Nick Waugh. Nick Waugh makes a good move, knocks down. I don't know who number 2 is on the Wild, but don't know who number 2 is on the Wild. Probably their defenseman that's filling in for Bogosian, but Wild recover back in their own zone and break it out. Send it in deep. Boldy gives chase on Makar. Boldy went for a nifty little backhand play. Blackwood made the stop. Here comes Nelson going forward. The puck's just kind of bouncing everywhere. And we've got an offside. And good call for calling for the commercial break, because that's what they're going to do. There just wasn't a lot of puck stoppages for them to take one of those. So 12:27 remaining in the first period. No sustained pressure from the Avs just yet. It's a lot of transition offense so far. Haven't seen them cycle in the zone just yet. Would like to see them do some similar things that they did in the last game. They were out shooting Minnesota 21-4 at one point. Would love to see that level of production from the offense and defense combined this time around. That opening goal was a little bit of a rough one. You never, in the first 30 seconds of the game, hate seeing a wide open one-timer in the slot. Hopefully we scored during commercial. If it was ESPN, we definitely could. I think TNT will get it going, but yeah. Okay, so not the best start. Still only 8 minutes in. A lot of game left to go. This is exactly how we started the last game, so nothing is set in stone. We are now back from commercial break. That play from Boldy trying to do that backhand spin around Makar on the play off the boards was pretty nifty. I'm just glad Blackwood had the sense to keep his pad down. Colorado's got to play with some fire. Minnesota is desperate. Their season is on the brink right now. Colorado needs to channel some of that energy. As win the faceoff, Tays backed out to Makar. Makar passes it up. Bobbles the puck, turns it over. Quinn Hughes gets it to Boldy. Boldy tries to take a shot on goal from a sharp angle. Wedgwood saves it and covers. Five shots on goal for each team. Face off in the defensive zone. MacKinnon wins it again. Makar tries to flip it out. Doesn't get a lot on it. Pass to break it out. Gets deflected. Good defensive play by Makar to prevent the pass down in front of the net. MacKinnon has 3 wild players on him. Not able to do anything with it. Puck sent on net and deflected wide. Avs get the puck out of the zone. It looks like Necas had a chance to get MacKinnon on the breakout there, but was not able to control the puck. Minnesota deflects the puck in deep to the corner. Here's Kulak to collect behind the net. Kulak slaps it around the boards. Necas flicks it out, but Minnesota gets it at center ice. Puck deflected in deep. Avs will recover. Here comes Jack Drury. Drury sends it on net. Wallstedt will hold on to it, so we'll get a face-off in the Minnesota zone. Jack Drury with the face-off. And he wins it. Tried to get the pass to the point, but it is between the 2 defensemen, so it rolls out the zone. It is sent in deep. Middleton tries to make a pass up. Not a great one. Burns sends it on net, and it goes wide. Burns playing a defense right now. It's kind of a 2-on-1, but hard angle to play at. Kaprizov went for the wraparound chance. Didn't get anything on it. Shot from the point gets blocked by Kiviranta. Fourth line kind of stuck on the ice right now. Fourth line and a second pair. Up top was a shot that was deflected on net. Hartman got a little bit of deflection. Burns is throwing hands with Hartman on the ground. Kaprizov takes exception to it. Avs might be getting a little pissed off here. Love to see that, actually. I'd love to see the Avs get pissed off. Just glad that Blackwood, my bad. Glad Blackwood made the save there. Didn't really like seeing that fourth line trapped out there in the defensive zone for that long. Burns kind of elbowed Hartman in the face right there. Then gave him a little bit of a punch. No penalties called there. Avs win the faceoff in the defensive zone. Devin Tays collects the puck. Johansson loses his stick. Looking for a penalty. Doesn't get it. Tays skates out. Gets a breakout pass. Deflected in deep. Here's Nelson. Behind the Minnesota net. Skating around. Passes it low. Deflected. Not quite out of play. Reverse hit from Boldy on Colton. Kind of made him stumble back. Turnover in the slot. Waugh tried to get it to Colton on the side, but it hit off of Faber's foot. Colton sends it around to Tays at the point. Brock Nelson trying to get it. Minnesota plays good defense. Nelson gets the puck back, tries to get it forward, had a 2-on-2 chance there, but it goes just wide. Minnesota recovers, sends it down the ice. Kind of in the middle there. Puck gets sent in deep. Manson to collect it. First time I've really seen Manson on the ice. I didn't even notice him earlier on. First time I've seen him touch the puck, at least. Ashawn gets pinned against the boards by Foligno. Kadri behind the net. Kadri passes it up the wall. Nichushkin spins around. Gets a breakout pass to Manson. Manson tries to get around Hunt. Does not quite get there. Sturm plays it along the boards behind Minnesota's goalie. Flicked up the board and back around by Foligno. Hopefully refs let us play tonight. That'd be nice. Kind of a 3-on-2 chance here for Minnesota. Pass goes all the way in front to Blackwood, and it ends up in the net somehow. Apparently, Foligno got it underneath Blackwood's pad. That 3-on-2 chance, they kind of let Foligno skate around the defenders there. Now it makes it 2-0. Double check right here exactly what we're going to see. Looks like it probably... I don't even know if he got the blade. It looks like it goes in off his... No, it got it off his blade. Kind of skates into Blackwood there. See how the puck trickles in here. His skate kind of goes into the body of Blackwood. Well, I guess they didn't want to check anything after that. Must have been clean, according to Bednar. So that's 2-0 Minnesota. Not loving this start so far for the Avs. No offensive pressure whatsoever. We got 8:40 remaining in the period. Necas has the puck down low. Tried to get MacKinnon in the slot. Goes a little wide. Shot from the point is Makar. Deflected in front. Tried to get the rebound. Shot is Landeskog. Here's MacKinnon. Got a good chance. Necas got knocked down by Middleton. MacKinnon with a good shot, but it was saved by Wallstedt. Yeah, I haven't liked... I mean, the slot shot, I don't blame that on Blackwood. That was just the prime opportunity. I'd say maybe 5 out of the 32 goalies in the league are making that save. But the one that went between his legs there, that was not a great one. Two nothing Minnesota so far. That was just kind of letting one of the Foligno brothers beat you on defense is kind of depressing, honestly. Like it wasn't even like it was a good pass or anything. Like that's a basic pass. He just skated around the defense there. Both guys decided to focus on the middle guy, which is not a good idea. And completely on the right side, Foligno gets all the way around him and scores. I think Kulak and Burns might be a pair that needs to get split up. It's not looking good. That is the line that has given up both goals so far. If Blackwood lets in another one, we're going to see Wedgwood come back in. They're showing the replay of the goal now. It's crazy because he just skates straight around Kulak. Kulak just not looking at him. Looks to the middle. Just skates right around him. I still don't know who I'd rather have on the ice right now, Brent Burns or Blankenberg. Deflection on net by Landeskog. And there's going to be a penalty on the Avs. I think it's on Landeskog for a hook. Avs just cannot get anything going right now. I saw a Minnesota Wild player stick just fly. Minnesota now has an opportunity to make it 3-0. 6 players on the ice right now. Had a decent feed right there. Faber could not clean up on the doorstep. Wasn't playing low enough. Now they're playing with free time right now. Drop off pass to Quinn Hughes. Hughes gets it in deep. Shot to the slot, and the puck goes in the net. Well, I guess we're just giving up free ones now. That one is McCarron's goal, it looks like. 3-0 already. 13 minutes in. Absolutely despicable defense right now. Yeah, that goes off of McCarron and in. Just the kind of guy you don't want to score right there. Yeah, I think Blackwood needs to get pulled just for the sense of the unlucky ones are going in. Oh, it looks like it's going to be reviewed. It does kind of go off of McCarron's arm there. This might be called back. That might be coming back. It goes off of McCarron's hand. Might be given somewhat of a lifeline here. So no goal. Goal is called back. It's going to stay 2-0. But Minnesota's still going to get the power play.
So the goal would be allowed if it is deemed a clear deflection off the glove of McCarron. But if they rule that...
Oh, they haven't fully finished the review yet. I guess they're still looking at it. It looks like the call on the ice. Looks like the call on the ice is that it's batted in, but let's see what they're making the call now. Yep, no goal. No goal on the ice, so we're good. There's going to be a power play for Minnesota. 7:34 remaining on the clock. Avs have been given an absolute lifeline right there. Avs have been given a lifeline. They need to do something about it.
The goal taken off the board, but the Wild will head to their first power play.
Maybe my stream is behind. All right. I think I'm caught up now. They're doing the face-off to start the power play. Here we go. Power play is underway. Minnesota won the face-off. Quinn Hughes passes to Zuccarello, who takes the shot, goes wide. Nichushkin able to clear the zone. I think it's absolutely imperative that the Avs get one on the board before the end of the period here. Kaprizov down low to Hartman. Boldy on the outside. Hughes up top. Hughes flips it into the middle to Zuccarello. Out to Boldy again. Takes a shot to the doorstep. Puck is tried to get cleared, but they throw it to the one guy who's defending the blue line. Not able to clear it. Kaprizov with a shot on net, saved by Blackwood.
Good save, sequence of saves here for Mackenzie Blackwood. Another down low play, cross ice speed, and Blackwood.
I would love to see better protection in front of the net. Blackwood, Minnesota is getting a lot of like presence directly in front of Blackwood.
Really a tough guy to beat in that area.
Yes, we are a second and third period team. Specifically a third period team. We have the most third period goals in the playoffs. But still doesn't change the fact how it does not feel good to be down a goal or two early on in the game. As when the face-off, Kulak with the clear. "52 seconds remaining in the power play. Minnesota skating it up. Drops it back for the breakout. Here comes Quinn Hughes, not Hughes. Here's Johansson skating it deep. Passes it out to Zuccarello. Zuccarello goes to the slot for the one-timer. Glove saved by Blackwood. Pretty good save there. Seemed kind of out of position for that one there. Kind of on his heels a little bit. That was a good snipe by Urov right there, but a good glove save by Blackwood.
First goal of the game was top half of the net, glove side, and that one there on Urov, he was.
Yeah, we're going to need some sort of momentum heading into the next period. I don't care what it is. Urov with the puck down low. Kelly gets it, tries to whip it around the boards, and it is deflected up and out, so the faceoff will stay in the Avalanche zone. 17 seconds on the power play. Shots on goal are 9-8 for Minnesota.
Make a couple of changes. Get the Karen out here for the face-off. The strong side, right-handed center iceman. Right down.
Here comes the faceoff. Drury lose it. Here, pass goes to the outside. One-timer saved by Blackwood. Taze has it pinned against the wall with Spurgeon on him. Whipped around the board is Tarasenko. Down low to Johansson. Tarasenko on the outside now to the middle. Faber tried to get the pass, but they pass it back out to Quinn Hughes. Minnesota resets and passes it back in. Even strength now. Avs have all five on the ice. Puck is sent around the boards. Faber up at the top. Gets it in down deep. Boldy down low. Avs need to get control of the puck. I'm sick of seeing them chasing. Minnesota's kind of cycling along the wall. Not able to get any penetration. But here comes Landeskog skating it in. He flips it in deep. Caught by Wallstedt. So there will be a face-off in the Minnesota zone. 4:50 remaining in the period. Yeah, Blackwood looks like he's just playing on his heels right now. He's like late to react to everything. Landy goal incoming. I sure hope so. He really was a good part of the last series. He's been scoring well for the whole postseason. He just kind of went dry a little bit lately.
Michelin, motion for life.
That's Tide Evo. Tide Evo is a new kind of laundry detergent that activates instantly, like magic, and makes clothes cleaner, fresher, and brighter. 6 layers of cleaning power is real laundry magic.
I'd love to see the Avs get a power play opportunity. The power play has absolutely been on fire. Not only do the Avs need to stop chasing the puck right now, they need to start skating with the puck and trying to be a little fancier about things, because fancier about the skating, not the passing, because the passing is already annoying the crap out of me already. But try to skate around people, force them to foul you, get a penalty. They are down so big because the pair of Brent Burns and Kulak has been beat twice already. And the second goal was a pretty soft one let up by Blackwood. Looks like we are back. Landeskog does not win the faceoff. Spurgeon gets the puck out of the zone. Boldy drops it for Johansson. Johansson takes a shot off the shoulder of Blackwood. MacKinnon gets the puck, skates it out, trying to make a move. Stops, takes a shot, blocked by Spurgeon. Taves chips it in, but Minnesota gets it out. Necas skates it up to center ice. Kind of got his stick held right there. Nothing called. Here comes Minnesota. Sturm with a shot. Deflected on net. Gets the puck out to the side to the trailing Minnesota player for a goal. That is 3-0 Minnesota. Blackwood giving up rebounds left and right. I'm not loving his goaltending right now. That is a wide open shot on goal that you should swallow up and save. We might have an offsides look here. Nah, it looks like it's clean. Just barely. Sorry about that. Looks like I dropped some frames real quick. Lost connection a little bit. 3-0 Minnesota. 4 minutes left. Don't love that. Here comes the Avs a little bit. Sean pins the puck down deep. Avs get a big hit against the boards. Manson sends it back to Sean. Sean passes it forward. Manson back in their own zone again. The Avs are not getting any sort of offensive push whatsoever. This is pathetic. Kulak sends it in deep around the boards. To the center is Kulak. Out to the side is Burns. Takes a long shot from the point. Yet again, Avs player is tackled to the ground. Parker Kelly. Yeah, defense is pretty dry along with the stale offense. It's not a great combination. Blackwood needs to come out of this game. This has been bad. So if it wasn't for luckily getting a goal called off from a hand pass, this could very well be a 4-0 game. Brent Burns just loses an edge. Able to recover the puck. Gets it back out. Parker Kelly gets it up. Just absolutely nothing going from any line other than the top line. The top line's the only team that can, or the only line that can keep the puck enough to get it into the offensive zone. Still not performing well enough. Puck is dished forward by Minnesota. Taves drops it back to Makar. Makar up forward, and that's going to be offsides. MacKinnon crossed the line before we got it over the blue line. So face-off will be out the zone.
handcuffs Blackwood and he leaves a rebound. I think his defenseman felt like it was such a nothing shot from the outside that he just would have handled it cleanly. But when he leaves a rebound, that's why Sturm was able to win the race to the puck.
Yeah, should be 1-0. Bad defense, bad offense, bad tending. It's been bad all around. If I was a fan in the stands, I'd be pissed off. You're telling me I spent $100+ on a ticket to watch my team play like that? As get the puck back out. In comes Necas. Drops it to Taze. Taze tries to get it to the outside. Not able to get it. Makar plays back. Deflected in by Minnesota. Just about 2 minutes remaining in the first. Makar with the pass. Up to MacKinnon. Landeskog with the shot straight into the chest. Rebound is given up, but not able to recover. Makar gets it on the clearing attempt. Shot on net. Right into Wallstedt. Puck is cleared. And just to add some icing on the cake, MacKinnon is the one that got in the way of that shot, and he looks to be somewhat shaken up by it. Are y'all not hearing any audio on this end? Can y'all hear me yet? So Minnesota has it down low. As they're trying to get the puck out. Literally can't get anything going right now. I don't know how we have 10 shots on goal. I don't think a single one of them is from closer than the blue line. Puck is bouncing around everywhere. Minnesota passes it back. Try and get the clear. Nelson has it along the boards. Misses the puck. Up top is Makar. Skating with it. Takes a shot. Puck is loose. And the Avs pass up on the shot opportunity to try and get another shot. But there was only 1 second on the clock. All right. Sounds like audio is back. Just hits him underneath the thigh.
Yes, it does. It hits Nathan MacKinnon right on the backside.
Avs go to locker room down 3. Let your frustrations out. I know I'm pissed. That was the most lackluster the Avs have looked in a single period so far. And we lost the game 5-1. So I think we should see Wedgewart. If Blackwood comes out in the next period, if he allows a single goal, I'll be pissed at Bednar for letting him in. That was an absolutely pathetic first period. I don't care that we got 11 shots on goal. 10 of those 11 shots on goal were probably from the point, through a lot of traffic, didn't get anywhere near the net. Just straight into the chest of Wallstedt. Just a complete defensive breakdown by the Avs right now. Defense, offense, goaltending. It's like they're not trying. It's because they're not. They've been interviewing them and they're like, oh well, Minnesota's gonna get desperate, but we've got 3 games to secure it. I don't like that mentality. Be like, treat every game like it's a game 7. Like you're gonna lose. Like you're gonna go home. And you're going to go golfing if you lose. Just pretend that every time. I don't think, other than the first 2 games, the Avs have yet to have a good start to a game. Yeah, they probably do want a game 6. They know that the Avs have not won a series at home, like that clinched a series at home since 2008, and the Avs are like, yeah, why would we change that now? Let's go to Minnesota. Which makes no sense. But okay. As long as they get the job done, that's all I care about personally. But dragging it out like this is pissing me off. I'll be looking out for updates on MacKinnon after he got hit in the leg. We'll see if he comes back. That's probably the least inspiring hockey I've seen. Yeah, there's a lot of hockey left, that's for sure. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying that period was absolutely pathetic. Where's the energy from the last game? Where's the efficiency? They're down an extra guy. I know we're missing 2 of our better skaters, but they're down an extra guy. What's my favorite soda? I'm a traditional Coke Zero guy. Cherry Coke Zero, if I can choose the flavor. Get my mind off the game a little bit. Getting a little peeved. Now, the Avs have definitely shown that they can turn around games like this, and they can go on scoring streaks. Like, the offense has been there for every home game for the Avs in this series. 5-2 and 9-6. Where the hell is it gone? Avs better get it going here in the second. One thing I do like about the ESPN broadcast is during intermission, I can be looking at the bottom of my screen and it'll tell me exactly how much time is remaining before the next period starts. Yeah, Coca-Cola Cherry Zero Sugar Free. Yep. That's a good soda. If I can really pick, I know it's a rare flavor, cherry vanilla Coke Zero. That'd be the combo that I really like. But I barely see it. Only time I ever see it is in the Coca-Cola freestyle machines at like movie theaters and stuff. I think the one thing that's making me the most upset about this game so far is that it's the Foligno brother line that is absolutely killing us right now. The Foligno brothers, the 2 guys that are meant for like enforcing. That's about it. Pardon me. Yeah, we are in a bad way right now. Avs really need to come back in a different mindset. Well, if Avs fans have always hated when the announcers love to talk about the Minnesota Wild, this is definitely not the game to be listening to an intermission show. That's for sure. Worst period ever? I've watched a lot of Colorado hockey. It's definitely up there. It's my favorite food. My mom makes a tortilla soup that I love. It's what I asked for dinner. Well, I will say before that third goal was scored, there was a clear penalty on Boldy holding on to. He literally held Necas, and the fans called it. The refs didn't, and that's immediately right after that is when the Nico Sturm goal to Nick Foligno. Well, this game's not a must win, but it definitely is a should win. If you wanna not give your fans heart attacks and go all the way back to Minnesota, should win this game, but and I'm sure hoping that Vegas and Anaheim series goes to 7. I'd be upset if that series ended before ours did. Especially because we had that stupid break in the middle, that 3.5, 4 game break or 4 day break. Yeah, we definitely can't get a call. So hits are even, block shots are 4-3 for Minnesota. So they're not even blocking the shots. We're just sending them straight center mass onto Wallstedt. And the difference is Wallstedt catches his saves while Blackwood is giving them up. He's giving up the juiciest rebounds I've ever seen. The combinations of things that are going down right now are just absolutely awful. See, there is about 5 minutes remaining in intermission. I need to see at least 2 goals out of the Avs this period, and I need to see defense shut down Minnesota. We need to see that defense that only held Minnesota to 4 shots on goal through the first 36 minutes of the game. In their own barn. Yeah, it's the Avalanche style of play. They just don't play the first 20 minutes. In the last 3 games, the Avs haven't scored in the first period. And I feel like after a game like this, too, if this game continues to go in the direction that it's going, I think we're going to see Blackwood in net for game 6. Not Blackwood, Wedgwood. My bad. I keep mixing them up. It's hard to get them right. But I would say Wedgwood in net for game 6 if this game keeps going down this path, because this is ugly. Realistically, with how the game has gone, if Blackwood was not giving up so many rebounds, that first goal should be the only goal that has counted so far. But Blackwood has given up some of the juiciest rebounds I've ever seen in my life. I would expect a high school hockey player to get those rebounds in the net. Can't be giving up that sort of leeway. Can't be giving up that sort of leeway. That's kind of ridiculous. Avs players are also just, if you're watching them skate, they're just wiping out. They're not staying upright. It's infuriating. I bit the inside of my cheek. I'm so pissed. Shout out to my folks watching me from Grand Junction, Colorado. Good to see y'all. Sorry that it's not too fun of a game for y'all to be watching right now. We should be coming back to the game pretty soon here. It just feels like every bounce in this series has gone Minnesota's way. I don't know. It feels like every time a puck flips over on its edge and starts bouncing everywhere, it feels like it's to the benefit of the Minnesota Wild. Yeah, that's exactly what they're looking at right now. Minnesota is completely dominating the Avalanche right now. It's kind of sad. Especially how the Avalanche completely dominated the last game. Yeah. And I don't understand like why the Avs went away from the game plan from the last game. The game plan feels completely, it feels like everyone's misguided on what they're supposed to be doing right now. Yeah, I'd be done with sports too. It would piss me off. Trying to find a narrative to fit or whatever.
Okay, team. America's energy security is on thin ice. Overburdened grid, rising costs, severe weather.
Alrighty. Second period should be starting back up. Let me set up my scoreboard. Would love to see the Avs get all the goals back this period. That would help my stress levels for sure. Right. The Avs aren't playing to stay alive right now. They're fighting to finish a series, but they're not playing to stay alive. Desperation really does a thing to teams. They'll really fight. Scott Wedgwood is in net now. Blackwood has been pulled. It is Scott Wedgwood in the net. And the face-off for the second period has gotten underway. Here comes Minnesota skating up ice. Minnesota has it along the boards. Comes out kind of to the slot. Puck goes into the corner. Right now, my feed is a little bit laggy, so I'm going to restart it real quick. Sorry about that. Looks like my stream may have crashed just a little bit. We're back. Landeskog has the puck in deep up against the boards. Makar out to the side. Tries to go to a slap pass from MacKinnon. Puck is deflected up against the wall. Here's MacKinnon against the boards. To Landeskog in the middle. To the one-timer slap. Goes a little wide off the glass. Kaprizov on top of the puck. Necas trying to get it out from underneath. Necas got it. Beneath the net, skating around. Spins around. Passes it across to MacKinnon. MacKinnon skates to the slot, takes a shot right into the chest of Wallstedt. And Kaprizov is dumped over on top of Wallstedt. Usually 18-17 remaining in the second. They are one of the best teams of hockey, but, you know, sometimes you get worn down in the playoffs. We are missing two of our best guys. Face-off. Looked like it was won by the Avs, but it squeaks out and Minnesota gets a hold of it. Quinn Hughes flips it out to Foligno. Foligno tries to go across the stern. Manson with some good defense. Pins it up against the wall. First time I've said good defense tonight. Up top is Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes with a shot. Goes above the net. Skating out is Kadri. Pinned up against the board by Faber. Logan O'Connor gets out to Nichushkin. Nichushkin drives in deep. Gets it across. Puck was a little loose in front of the net. Not able to get a clean stick on it. It goes wide. Minnesota recovers. Puck is deflected up and out. Brent Burns will go back into the zone to retrieve it and pass it out. Almost had Parker Kelly on a breakout pass. Trennan with a shot straight into the chest of Wedgwood. Nelson needs to beat a dang goalie. I feel like he's just in his head way too much. That was a nice effort there by Nichushkin, just kind of not able to get it all the way on the forehand due to the stick of Foligno. Avs get the face-off in the defensive zone. And my stream has stopped. And we're back. Brent Burns with a shot from the point, deflected off of the net. Puck was sent on net, and Kelly tried to bat it out of the air, but it went out of play. "17 minutes remaining in the second period. Avs have looked a little better coming out so far. Yeah. Especially the fact that I've seen offense from a line that isn't just the top line. Makar out on the outside, tries to get a pass out to MacKinnon. MacKinnon is tied up. Makar skates around, has a Johansson on him, spins around, gets around the net, puts it in deep now. Landeskog was bumped, and a breakout pass deflected into the zone. Dropped to Makar. What looked like a bunch of premium chances, the Avs just didn't pull the trigger and shoot the dang puck. Look, I know there might have been a guy in front, but you got to shoot the puck. Right, yeah. If we keep shooting, they will eventually go in. Here comes MacKinnon down the way. Takes a slapper straight into the chest of Wallstedt. Now, the one caveat to if you shoot, they'll go in, is if you keep shooting them into the chest of Wallstedt, they're not going to do anything. Yeah, Makar tried to go for the extra pass instead of taking the shot right there. He looks like he's hurting. He was skating kind of gingerly. That's what happens when you play in the playoffs, is players get hurt. EON, everything on net. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Kaprizov just got stung with a slapper from Burns. Burns skating around the net. Finds Nelson up top. Breaks someone's stick, but Burns is skating the wrong way. Catches the puck. Nelson's shot was good. Broke a Minnesota player's stick, but not able to get it to go anywhere. Nick Watt tries to get the zone. Able to get a deflection in, and Avs keep it in. But a good stick by Zuccarello. Pass is flicked across. Manson plays some decent defense, pins it up against the board. Puck comes out, and here is Ross Colton. Colton skates it up. And Nick Waugh gets pushed into the zone, so it is offsides. Kaprizov lost a blade and had to get helped off the ice earlier. $15:14 on the clock. Puck is down deep. Kadri has it. Swinging around the boards. Puck is chipped in deep. Kadri gets it below the boards. And back out to the top is Taze. Taze with the pass down low to Nichushkin. Nichushkin spins around. Able to beat his guy. Gets to the middle. Shot from the slot. Goes wide from Logan O'Connor. Taze, slapper from the top. Goes wide as well. Deflected wide. O'Connor keeps it in. Avs player not able to get a stick on the puck. Minnesota is able to clear. Puck is sent forward, but Minnesota chips it in. Avs almost with a bad break right there. Good skating by Necas. Necas spins around. Tries to find the slot, gets MacKinnon. MacKinnon takes the shot, not able to get a lot of lift on it, so it goes wide. Brent Burns. Brent Burns feels like he's kind of aimlessly skating when he gets the puck. He's just throwing it wherever he's throwing it. He's not really looking. Speaking of, good breakout pass to Necas. If he would have done an area pass to MacKinnon there, we would have had a breakaway. Necas doesn't get it forward. Manson collects it behind the net. Kind of getting a reset for the Avs. Fourth line is on. Here's Makar. Tipped forward by Drury. Puck careens out. Takes a decent bounce off the boards. Avs get the puck. Blocked by Hunt. Sent into the slot again, but the puck is now up against the board. Avs keep it in the zone. Parker Kelly tries to throw it into the middle of the ice. Unable to get it to an Avs player. Minnesota gets it out the zone. The fourth line is doing some decent work here. Sent in deep. Puck is chipped out by Minnesota. Jack Drury will recover. Jack Drury tried to send it in the zone. Sends it off the back leg of Nick Waugh. Puck is flipped in. Manson against Kaprizov in the boards. And the Avs get it out. Tries to get a breakout pass to Nelson. Goes off his foot. Now in the corner behind Minnesota's net. Big hit. Zuccarello stands up, though, and the Avs player gets knocked down. Avs get onside. Shot from the point. No traffic in front. That was a Ross Colton being tired shot. Shot straight onto Wedgwood. Passed out. Landeskog not able to fully control it, but here's Devon Toews behind the net. Passes the puck out, and it's going to bounce all the way to the other end for an icing. 11:40 on the clock. Yeah, the slot shot from Logan O'Connor goes just wide of the net. Ross Colton got a big hit on Zuccarello, but instead of taking him out, he kind of took out Nick Waugh instead. Parker Kelly has good effort. I love Parker Kelly. Sometimes he doesn't get all the stuff that he's trying to get. I don't like that icing call. Puck had not quite gotten to the red line when they blew the whistle. Face off in the Av zone yet again. 11:32 remaining on the clock. Just about halfway through this game. 16 shots on goal by both teams. Puck gets kicked out of the zone as they're able to get those guys off the ice. Oh, one guy is able to get off. Here comes Tarasenko against Brent Burns. Tarasenko sends it across, off the boards. Puck is carried out. Dumped in deep so the Avs can get a change. Avs are forechecking the Wild right now, but the puck gets passed up along the boards. Kulak retrieves it, passes it up. MacKinnon tries to chip it into the zone, but it does not get enough. Here comes Makar trying to skate forward, but Makar's pocket gets picked. Minnesota dumps it in deep for Kulak to collect. Now Makar loses it to Boldy. Boldy tried to pass it to the slot, not able to get it there. Here comes MacKinnon. Kind of a 1-on-3. He stops. Tries to do a spin pass to Necas, but Boldy read it perfectly and breaks it up. Chip pass forward to Nichushkin. Nichushkin loses it. Boldy tries to center it. Doesn't quite get there. Avs going the other way. Nichushkin has Kadri behind him. Kadri tries to get a pass to the slot. Logan O'Connor not able to get a stick on the ice. Puck is deflected into the Minnesota zone. Yeah, well, we really do need a hero right now. And you're right. I don't think if they continue to play like this, I'm sure they won't win the Stanley Cup. But if they only have this type of game once or twice a series and they play well every other game, I feel like they can win it. But we need to see them show up sooner rather than later. We are at the halfway mark of the game. Still not able to get a commercial break for the only stoppages have been icings. Kaprizov takes it from Kulak in the offensive zone. Kulak tries to make something of it. Sends it out of play, and now I think we'll finally get that commercial break we've been waiting for. Yeah, not having Lehkonen or Malinsky is really starting to show this game. Both are guys that can create some offense for the team. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not standing behind that, Alex. I think Minnesota is going to have to put in 3 times the amount of work they're putting in now to get to the Western Conference Final. Yeah. You know, the media loves to talk about the whole series. Looks like we are coming back from commercial now. A lot of the Avs players are just feeling slow. It looks like a couple of them are getting a little banged up this game. Mac's only been on the ice for 10 minutes. Here comes the face-off. Minnesota in the Avalanche zone. What's my MLB team? The Astros. I live in Texas. Puck comes out. Chipped forward. Oh, but sent into the Avalanche bench. So face-off will be in the center ice. MacKinnon with only 10 minutes of ice time tonight. That's let me check exactly compared to everyone else. That's on par for the top guys of the game. Only guy on the team that has more ice time than him are defenseman and Landeskog. And for some reason, they're showing the puck deflecting into Bednar's face earlier in the regular season. Avs chip the puck forward. Kiviranta gives chase and Parker Kelly. Puck is pretty stuck up against the boards right there. Faber and McCarron on Drury and Kelly. Kiviranta and Hughes behind the play. Might see a stoppage. Nope, puck pokes free. Able to get out to the point. Brent Burns has the puck. Takes a shot on that, and they score! Finally breaking the ice. Finally, the Avs get one on the board right at the 9-minute mark. Parker Kelly able to get the deflection in front of the net off the pass, or the shot from Brent Burns. Finally, a shot from the point gets a deflection into the net. Avs are finally on the board. Something is happening in the positive direction. Let's keep the momentum going. Yeah, it looks like Parker Kelly just kind of sliced that one out of the sky. Well, we got one. Let's get 2 more. Why not 3 more? Why not 5 more? Let's finish this series tonight. Drop pass, Faber up top. Colton fell down right there. Shot goes high above the net and out of play. Crowd's awake, so yeah, hopefully that'll keep the energy up and going. So they showed a fun graphic that Parker Kelly has had 21 goals this regular season. He has 2 in the postseason, so 23. And then in his first 5 seasons in the NHL, he had 25 total. Yes, as long as we can keep momentum and not give up a goal right after getting one, that'd be fantastic.
I've been thinking things over. I just needed to tell you this face to face.
Don't say it.
You're gonna be able to take a hit.
Well, Avs finally able to break the ice, kind of get something going. Only 2 goals back, and what do we say about 2-goal leads? That's all I'm going to say going forward, but... Third period is our best period, so I would love to make this 3-2 before the end of this period. And then if we can dominate the third period, then we can win this game. And hey, what else do you need to get you going than the 4th line scoring the first goal of the game when the rest of your lines aren't getting anything going? Goal was assisted by Brent Burns and Kulak. So I guess they made up for at least one of their goals they've given up so far. Minnesota has the puck back in their own zone, tries to send it up ice. It's deflected up in the air. Avs recover behind their net. Necas drops off to Makar. Makar passes it back to Tays. Trying to start a breakout here. There's Landeskog in the middle of the ice. Landeskog loses the puck a little bit. Drops it back to Cale. Cale gets it to Tays. Tays passes it forward. Deflected in. Oh, wasn't deflected in. It looks like it's just icing. Face off in the Avalanche zone. 7:58 remaining. Avs win the faceoff. Cale Makar gets it out the zone. Chip forward to MacKinnon. MacKinnon with Necas. MacKinnon drops it to Necas. Necas tries to get it across to Landeskog. Not able to get enough on it. Out comes Johansson. Puck is poked forward to Necas. Necas spins around to reset. Drops it off to Cale. Probably get some of those top guys off. They've been on the ice for about a minute and a half straight now. Tried to chip it forward, but right to a Minnesota player, but comes back out to Cale Makar. Puck is whipped around the Dallas zone. Nichushkin in deep. He has it low. Gets it to Kadri. Kadri up top. Burns tries to do another shot from the point, goes high. Burns trying to get Magic to strike twice. Shot from just above the circle, not a bad shot. Here comes Burns. Burns with a little low-driven pass to Kadri in the slot. Gets deflected out of play.
Does it feel different out of isolation?
6:52 remaining on the clock. Kadri does need a goal. It needs to happen. I know he had one in the last one, but we need to see it again. Puck comes out. Cale Makar with the shot gets blocked in front. Quinn Hughes gets dumped down. Puck comes out to Makar. Shot from the point goes wide. Boldy able to get it out. Or not Boldy, Tarasenko. Hughes has got to be exhausted. He's always just on the ice. Puck is deflected up to the point and turned over. Cale Makar gets tased. Taze walks up a little bit, able to get a shot off. Wallstedt able to make the save and glove it. That shot by Taze was a pretty good one. Yeah, it was deflected by Drury in close, just right into the glove of Wallstedt. Hughes is already at 17 minutes. That's a lot. That's on pace for 28 to 30. Puck sent in deep. MacKinnon below the net. Skates around up in the high slot. One-timer outside. It just gets saved by Wallstedt and kicked out. I don't know who that was with the one-timer. It looks like it was Taves. Landeskog stopped the whip around by Wallstedt. MacKinnon below the net. Spins around down low. Skating around again. Tries to take a shot. Deflected into the air. Drop right in front of Taves. Gets MacKinnon. MacKinnon tries to go for another pass. Just take the shot, man. Makar skating back, resetting. Shoots it in deep. Whips it around the boards. There's Colton up against Faber. There's Nelson. Down to Necas. Kind of a mix of the first and second line right now. Quinn Hughes got dumped. Kulak has the puck now. Kulak gets upended. Shot from the point goes wide. Manson picks up the puck. Goes down low. Gets it around the boards. Takes a sharp angle shot. Or no, whips it around the boards to Nelson. Nelson down low to Colton. Colton to O'Connor and back out to Kulak. Kulak goes in close. Deflection goes wide. Manson up top now. Here's Kulak back to Manson. Manson with the shot, deflected, and kicked out by Minnesota. Minnesota's going to be able to clear. Nico Sturm skates up the puck and gets it out the zone. Good chance by the Avs there. Really need to keep the pressure on. Passed around the boards. No one at the point. Went for a change. Makar's back on the ice. And can't tell if that's offsides or a penalty. Looks like it's offsides. Yeah, good save by Wallstedt on the one-timer. 4:13 remaining in the second. Okay. Favorite chips? Let me think. I would say probably sour cream and onion Pringles. Favorite TV show? Uh, let's see. I like The Good Place. The Good Place is a good one. Yeah, the refs have really stayed out of it. Though I feel like they really should have stepped in at least once for the Avs. That holding penalty on Boldy, and then looked like there was a little bit of a trip there on Drury. But who cares? Hope he goes to New Jersey. Yeah. Hopefully. And yes, sorry, I know there are connection issues. I'm trying to figure out what is happening as we go. I will use intermission to kind of diagnose the issue. Well, apparently Ross Colton's mic'd up. It's storming there. Where's there for you again? Burns kicks the puck away. Minnesota has the puck in deep. Comes out to Wedgwood. Wedgwood plays it out to... I couldn't tell who that was. Kadri gets it out. There comes Kulak with Nichushkin. Nichushkin up against the boards. Makes a good move. Burns with the slapper from the top. Never gets there. Kulak kind of playing like a forward right now. Burns keeps the puck in. At least for a little bit. Kadri against the board. Gives it to Nick Waugh. Kadri trying to pass across to the other defenseman. Still pinned up against the boards. Minnesota chips it forward. Able to get it out. The Avs recover. Here comes Makar. Skidding in with a head of steam. Got high sticked. And we've got a power play for the Avs. Makar got high sticked on what would look like it was going to be a breakaway chance. Kind of splitting the whole defense. Yeah. Yurov kind of slashes him a little bit there, and the stick comes up and catches him right in the side of the head. Avs get their first power play opportunity here. Yurov to the penalty box. 3 minutes remaining in the second period. MacKinnon has 7 shots on goal this game. At least he's getting volume on net. He needs to get one of those to get in the net. I don't know what's happening right now. Makar's getting some water, apparently. Face off is won by Minnesota. Minnesota gets the clear right away, so the Avs have to do a entry. Yeah, channel that power play energy. Necas drops it to MacKinnon. MacKinnon goes into the zone. Spins around. Drops it to Kadri. Kadri in close with a short angle shot, which looked like he almost had it, but it goes right into the armpit of Wallstedt. Love to see an angry Nate. Kadri almost had the short side. If he would have gone just a little closer to the post, he would have had it. Avs win the faceoff, not able to get there, though. Minnesota with the diving play to get it out the zone. Makar back with it. Drops it to Necas. Necas skates it up. Drops it to MacKinnon, who gets poked at the blue line. Not able to enter. Avs will have to retry. Makar drops it to Necas. Necas to MacKinnon. And yet again gets poked away. Avs need to figure out a way to get into the zone here. Precious power play minutes are coming off the clock. And yet again, don't get in. And offsides because Necas skated too deep into the zone. Those power play entries were pathetic. I thought Landeskog was pretty wide open on the side there. Not able to get any sort of chance. .201 remaining in the second period. My bad. If it was the third, I'd be stressing. Makar drops it yet again for Necas. Necas to MacKinnon. Here comes MacKinnon. Yet again, almost got poked to the line. Able to get it in, though. Back up top to Makar. Makar skating in. Kadri down low. Makar with the one-timer shot. Goes wide. Kadri up against the boards. Down low to Landeskog. Kadri and Landeskog kind of eyeing things out. Puck is bouncing on Landeskog. Minnesota able to attack a little bit, but as recover, MacKinnon with the puck at the top drops to Makar. Makar down low to Necas. Necas to MacKinnon. MacKinnon to Necas. Necas gets upended and flipped. How is there no penalty call? He flipped over a down guy. That should have been tripping. That should have been a penalty. Pinned up against the board. Nelson absolutely tackled by Hartman there. Tripped up again. Hartman holding on to Nelson's stick. I feel like that was egregious with an official right there for nothing to be called. Burns flips it to the side. Hartman tried to find Zuccarello open in the slot. A lot of people falling over sticks right now and nothing being called. Another Avs player hits the deck. Don't know what for. Puck gets sent in deep. That'll be the end of the second period. Well, 1 period to go. Avs are down 2. (3-1) right now. The official landed on top of Nick Waugh's skate right there. That just felt like a lot of things that should have came in. I don't understand. I don't understand how he's allowed to trip Necas because he was just down and Necas fell over him. That should have been a penalty. So the Avs possessed the puck for most of that period, only got 9 shots on goal. Not really happy with only getting that much with how much possession they had, but we won the period, so 1 more to go. 2 goals here would tie it up, 3 would win it. Not impossible. Alrighty. So go ahead, take a break, get yourself something to eat or drink, go to the bathroom, whatever. I am going to try and solve the latency issues we are having right now on the stream. I will be right back. Yeah, this is a bit odd with the way that the stream is going right now. I'm trying to check all the things that might be causing the interruptions. What's my favorite game? Play a lot of sports games. So just whatever sports games early in season, whether that's NHL, MLB, NBA, FIFA. All right, I will be right back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Alrighty. Would have liked to see a lot more shots on goal in that power play. Had so many opportunities, but the Avs are just looking for way too many passes. Getting a deflection in front of the net on a power play is a really, really works, decent amount of times, and the Avs just don't go for it. That used to be the way the Avs got goals all the time. Landeskog was one of the best deflection people in front of the net all the time. Well, we may be thinking that Quinn Hughes is playing a lot of minutes, but Cale Makar has also played a lot. He's at 18 minutes and 30 seconds. Jack O'Shawn has yet to... I don't think he saw the ice in the second period. He's at 3 minutes. Alrighty. Welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, well. So, fun fact, the Avs had 33 shot attempts that period and only got 9 on target. I don't know if they just missed all that many or they were all blocked. I'm checking on that now. Well, I would say a decent amount of them were blocked. Because the Wild had 12 block shots that period. But if you take that 12 away, that means that the Avs also had 12 missed shots that period, which is not good either. Shots on goal that period were 9-3 in favor of the Avs. Don't tell Biz that. It'll get to his head. Let me check the physical numbers on the game real quick. Hits are 23-22 in favor of Minnesota, so the Avs are keeping up on that department. Not much else news from Intermission. Not seeing much anything about any injuries or anything. I know Makar looked like he might have been partially injured there. I know MacKinnon still had that puck that hit him in the thigh in that first period. No updates just yet, but maybe no updates is a good thing. Got just about 5 minutes remaining before the third period starts. I don't even... I mean, I know he didn't look good today. But yet again, it just feels like the defense in front of him never feels good. It's like the team doesn't trust him. Because, to be fair to Blackwood, even though some of those goals were soft, they were premier opportunities for the Wild. Guy right in front of the net on a pass on a 3-on-2. He just skated around the defense. Shot from the slot. Then guy gets his own rebound and finds a wide open guy streaking on the other side. The defense around Blackwood has also been absolutely abysmal. Where's Dwayne Jetski? I don't know if he's a part of the TNT crew this time around. The energy definitely showed up a little bit in that last period. They just weren't able to get a lot on net. Closing in on that time. I do appreciate the fact that the officials have kept out of this one, but I also don't appreciate the fact that they've completely ignored the things that are happening. Some of those penalties are pretty blatant. And one of them led to a direct scoring chance, so. But a two goal lead in the third period is definitely something that the Avs can come back from. It's a real possibility. Exactly. Yeah, that would be big. That would be a big disappointment. 3 minutes left in intermission. Make sure y'all are geared up and ready to go.
So our wedding is in a couple of weeks. I've been thinking things over. I just needed to tell you this face to face.
Oh, don't say it.
You're gonna be eligible.
Yeah, of course it had to be Foligno. Don't like either of the brothers. All right, let's buckle up for what might be a crazy finish or an anticlimactic one. All right, it looks like we're getting started. Alrighty. Feed is finally back. Let's have a strong period to finish it off. Good vibes only. Who do I think is scoring next? I think next. I think we're gonna see a Devin Taves goal. Little defenseman love. All right, here's the face-off for the third period. Second line is on the ice. Shot attempts in the second period, they stated was 33-8. That's an impressive lopsided product. Alrighty, Minnesota has it in deep in the Avalanche zone right now. Avs are chasing around the boards. Avs are able to clear, it looks like. No, yeah, able to get it out the zone. Quinn Hughes skates the puck in. Or not Quinn Hughes, that's Johansson. Even the announcer was fooled on that one. So we've got 3 Avs and 2 Minnesota Wild players right there. So we need to get somebody to get the puck, please. Johansson won't move his foot. It's still pinned up against that wall. And they blew the whistle for icing. That took them 40 seconds to blow that whistle. Don't think that puck moved at all. Surprised they didn't blow that whistle earlier. Face off in the Avalanche zone. Avs lose the face off. Puck is shot around the boards. Hartman has it down low. Makar buries him into the boards. Hartman, while on the ground, able to get that puck out into the corner. The Avs get it and get it out the zone. Here comes MacKinnon. Drop pass to Necas. Necas across to Landeskog with the one-timer off the outside of the cage. And Minnesota able to get it. But MacKinnon back checks pretty hard, or forechecks. Gets the puck. Here's Makar to MacKinnon on the outside, off McKinnon's foot. MacKinnon sends it around to Taves, but it hops over his stick and out. Makar is not shooting the puck, and that's getting a little bit concerning. I know he was holding his shoulder earlier, so that might be a bit of the issue. Nichushkin chasing in. Dumps the puck in deep. Nick Waugh has it down low. Does a spin move on Quinn Hughes. Kadri down low. Backhand kind of shot from Nick Waugh after the centering pass from Kadri. Kadri pokes it back to... Tried to get it back to Manson, but turns it over. Shot directly into the chest of Wedgwood, and he makes the save. 17:42 left in regulation. Landeskog shot just went off the outside of the bar. Nothing really going on that left side to begin with. Avalanche win the draw. Burns throws the puck out. Misses everybody. It's icing. A lot of miscues early on in this period. Not liking what I'm seeing so far, but let's keep the vibes high. UPS tonight, all postage. Here is Jack Drury with the face-off in the defensive zone. Avs lose the face-off. Hunt throws it in deep. Kaprizov comes up with it on the outside, throws it in down low to Boldy, tries to go to a backhand wraparound, but the Avs recover, get it out. Kiviranta skates to the middle of the ice, gives a little hit to Hunt. Kaprizov passes it up to Zuccarello, who whips it around the boards to Boldy. Boldy down to Kaprizov. Deflected off Makar. Kaprizov down low. Goes for a reverse hit on Drury. Doesn't quite get it. And Kiviranta skates out with it. Drops to Ross Colton. Throws an area pass into the corner. Picked up by Nelson. Nelson out to Kiwi. Kiwi to the top. Out to Taze. Taze with the shot off the knee of the Wild defender. Chipped up and out. Zuccarello tries to chip it forward. Doesn't quite get there. Colton trying to get the puck up to Logan O'Connor, but Logan O'Connor was a little offside. So Minnesota sends it into the Av zone. Puck on net. And covered by Wedgwood. 16-21. Nothing crazy either way, but we need it to start going our way. Face off yet again in the Avalanche zone. Here's MacKinnon. MacKinnon wins the draw, but it goes between Makar's legs, so Wedgwood will cover it up. MacKinnon on the faceoff yet again. Looks like the Avs won that one yet again, but it somehow ends up in Minnesota's possession. MacKinnon gets it to the middle to Landeskog. Out to Makar. Makar brought the puck in a little too close to Faber. Faber able to get the poke. Avs recover at the back end now. Kulak passed it up to Landeskog. Landeskog tried to flip it in, but Quinn Hughes sends it out. Chipped in to Landeskog again. Landeskog trying to feed it out to MacKinnon. MacKinnon resets. Pass it to Necas, who brings it in. Spins around. Tries to go between the legs of Foligno. Doesn't quite get there. Here's Kulak now. Landeskog right there. No offsides, apparently. That looked a little bit offsides to me, but Foligno getting hounded by Nick Waugh. Turn over in the Av zone. Here's Kadri. Kadri with the shot. Kind of deflected wide. Quinn Hughes skates around the zone. Nick Waugh gets around Hughes. Nick Waugh in the corner, spins around Hughes. Gets to the top. Kulak goes a little wide. Kadri down low to Nick Waugh. Nick Waugh down to Kadri. Kadri up against the boards. Gets it across to Nichushkin. Takes the shot right into the center of Wallstedt. 14:47 on the clock. Yeah, we need some greasy goals. Some real greasy goals. I would love if we could win tonight, Brad. That'd be great. I was surprised Makar didn't go to the outside with that puck on that time. Drury wins the faceoff to Burns. Burns takes a shot right into the chest of Wallstedt yet again. Nichushkin tied up with Middleton. Those are two heavyweights. Burns' shot was pretty heavily screened, but still right into the center of Wallstedt. Here's Drury in the faceoff circle against McCarron. Drury gets kicked out. Here comes Parker Kelly. Parker Kelly does not win the faceoff that time around. Puck is chipped out of the zone. Brent Burns collects. Found Jack Drury on the outside, but Nichushkin did not quite get out of the zone just yet, so it is offsides. Got to get traffic in front of the net. Yep. Got to get numbers too. Haven't seen an odd man rush in favor of the Avs yet this game. Face off comes out the other way. And Minnesota wins it. They send it around the boards. Manson back to collect. He tries to send it around, but it goes sent back the other way by Minnesota. Colton gets it to Burns. Burns sends it up the boards. Trying to get it to Nelson. Puck is sent back into the other corner, and now Manson has it and sends it out of the zone to Nelson. Nichushkin gets wiped out right into Wallstedt. Nichushkin looks like he's hurt. Nichushkin got tied up with Zuccarello and plowed into Wallstedt, knocking the goal off its hinges. Nichushkin looks a little hurt. Lost an edge there, just kind of slid into him. Yeah, defense is running a little low. I need some offensive push. Some real strong offensive push coming on. Avs lose the faceoff yet again. Here comes Faber. Avs send it around the boards. Doesn't quite get it out. Shot from Minnesota goes above the net. Makar tries to slap it out to MacKinnon. Minnesota keeps it in. Down below the net is Kaprizov. That's where he works best. Tries to send it in front. Doesn't quite get it out. Top line stuck in the defensive zone. Not able to get them going for anything right now. Minnesota's just skating around the Avs. They look tired. Minnesota comes in close. Tries to go around the net. Here's Quinn Hughes. Gets shoved off the puck by MacKinnon. Good play. Landeskog in the middle of the ice. Dumps it in deep. Necas falls to the ground. As Minnesota clears the puck all the way out. And they called icing. 13 minutes remaining in the third period. A lot of nothing going on. Choo Choo needs a bump and he'll be ready to go. That's crazy to say. Maybe get the whole team some. Face off in the Av zone. Avs win the face-off. Lose the possession. But Burns is able to collect up top. Takes another shot from the point. Deflected wide by Nichushkin. Puck is flipped out. Feels like the only opportunities the Avs are getting is when Brent Burns is sending the puck from the point for a deflection. Seems like the only strategy the Avs have going right now, too. No one's shooting the dang puck. At least on net, they're not. Yeah, Wedgwood's definitely getting a start in the next game, especially how he's played in this game so far. Hopefully next game means the Western Conference Final by the end of this one. Nope, time is not our friend. Just under 13 minutes left. Not a lot going for the Avs right now, just not a lot of energy either. which is exact opposite of what they needed to come out into the third period with. I would still, I would feel better if they can get a goal before this 10-minute mark hits, or at least the 8-minute mark. That way we could still be hopeful that an empty net situation could possibly help. Got news that Makar has been talking to the trainers every time he's gotten to the bench, so that must mean he is dealing with something. Might explain why he is passing up on a lot of shooting opportunities. Well, there's still, if this one doesn't go this way, then there's still 2 more games left to decide. Exactly. If we do have a comeback in this one, this will be a game for the ages. Avs need to start something here. Face off in the defensive zone. Avs lose the draw, but Nichushkin powers through and gets it out. Flips it forward. Chases the puck. Quinn Hughes got dumped by Nichushkin. Avs regroup and skate the puck in the zone. Nichushkin passes it to the outside to Manson. Tries to send it in deep, but it is deflected. So Minnesota comes out 4-on-3. They just dump it in deep and get the change. Wedgwood drops it for Kulak. Passes it up to Nelson off his skate and out. Turned over, picked up by Manson. Manson has it in his feet. Puck is bouncing everywhere, but into the Avs stick. Here comes Necas. Necas skating around. Makes a little bit of a move on Middleton, able to get around, but loses possession. Pinch at the point. Here's Trennan and Makar. Landeskog ends up with the puck. He gets it forward to Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon skating up the ice. Coming down the line. Makes a nice cut to the inside. Not able to get it on net, though. Puck comes out of the zone. Taves goes for the pass up, but it is deflected out of play. 11:21 on the clock. Just a little bit too much lift on that puck from MacKinnon. Sends it wide. Here's Drury with the faceoff just outside the blue line. Avs lose the faceoff. Minnesota gets it. Sends it forward. Avs will go back into their own zone to collect. There's Kulak behind the net. Kulak to Burns. Burns coming forward. Dumps it in. Puck went out of play. I think the one thing that's making me the most angry is we're not getting a lot of entries. Yes, I saw the guy catch the puck after it went out of play. What I'm most upset about is there's not a lot of entries going on right now. It's a lot of dumping the puck and hoping we get it off of a turnover, which is not a consistent offensive strategy. The Avs need to skate. Brent Burns whiffs on a pass. Kulak gets it out to him. Burns passes it forward to Parker Kelly, who dumps it in. Yet again. Round to Hunt. Avs try to trap it at the point. Yet again, can't get a stick on the puck to control it in the slightest. Burns passes it forward. Burns has been on the ice for about 2 minutes now, it feels. Here comes Faber. Faber takes a shot, deflected out of play. Well, for a game, for the period, didn't have a lot of stoppages up until the last commercial break, and now we have gotten like 5 stoppages in a row. Shot from the Wild goes wide. Deflected in deep. Cale Makar tries to get the puck. Gets a reverse hit from Zuccarello. Right into the shoulder that I think he has hurt. Cale Makar looks absolutely stung. Big hit from the Avs into the boards on Zuccarello. Kadri puts it in deep. Logan O'Connor gives chase. Haven't seen a lot of Logan O'Connor in this game. Here comes Necas. Necas tries to take a shot. Fans on it. Rebound off of a kick save. Goes wide. Here's MacKinnon. Tries to take a shot. Goes off the back of Landeskog. Necas tries to dive for a puck. Puck comes out of the zone. It's going to be icing. Yeah, Makar might... His shoulder's hurting. Went straight to the locker room. Less than 10 minutes for everyone on the fourth line, and then Logan O'Connor. Kind of interesting. Avs win the face-off. Taves from up top. Kind of bounced around a few people. Gets out to the side. Here's Landeskog to Manson. Manson with a shot. Doesn't get there. Landeskog tried to save it. Manson pinched a little bit too much. Kind of broke out. Avs collect it in their own zone. Here's Nichushkin. Avs are going to have to use Jack Ashawn to finish this game here if Makar is out. Nichushkin skates through. Head of steam. Pretty good chance. Goes a little high. Nelson tries to get it centered, but ends up turning it over. Nick Waugh gets dumped. .825 remaining in the third. Minnesota Wild had a good chance in front of the net. Nelson chips it back to Burns. Burns gets it out to Colton. Colton almost took a major blindside hit, but was able to pull up last second. Foligno pins it against the wall. Nelson gets the puck. And they try to get it back out, but Minnesota takes over and enters the zone. Logan O'Connor out across the wall, gets it out the zone. Sends it forward. That'll be no icing because Ross Colton was there first. Tays in deep, sends it to Colton. Colton around, tried to hit Kadri. Puck popped up, out to the point, and out of the zone. Pass to Kadri. Kadri flips it in. Logan O'Connor knocks a guy down, gets it out to the point. Manson gets it around the boards to Colton. Kaprizov muscles his way through, gets out of there. Tries to get Zuccarello out there. Zuccarello does end up with it, but there are two Avs on him. Logan O'Connor fighting with Zuccarello. And away from the play, Parker Kelly gets dropped. Passed up is Kiviranta. Parker Kelly gives chase, gives a good hit into the boards. Boldy recovers and sends it out. Kept in by Burns. Not for very long, though. McCarron gets it out. Kulak trying to send the puck forward, not able to get anything on it. Kulak out there with Burns. Cale Makar has yet to return from the bench. Glove save from Wedgwood. Yeah, Makar and Taves combining for 0 shots on goal is not a good combination. Oh, they have 1 shot. Wait, oh, that's Manson I was reading. So yeah, Makar and Taves both with 0 shots on goal is not a good thing at all. Avs offense has gone completely stagnant so far. 6:17 remains. Not a lot of time left. Just a really disappointing production we've seen so far. And on top of that, our guys are still getting injured. No Lehkonen or Malinsky. That's already a top forward and a top defenseman. Now we might be without Makar, depending on how serious this injury is. There could be 2 top defensemen out. So we might have a line of Jack Ashawn and Nick Blankenberg in the next game, which is a nightmare line in my opinion. Ashawn can have his solid moments, and Blankenberg can too. But at the same time, I feel like we're in for a rough awakening. Yeah, it wasn't. It's just, it hasn't been a good showing. I don't know why we can't close at home. I can't believe we've given up 2 goals to Nick Foligno. That drives me nuts. We've given up 2 points to Nico Sturm as well. Yeah, but it was announced that they were day-to-day yesterday, which day-to-day is a very misleading injury report. Because day-to-day could also mean like 5 or 6 days. My favorite Nuggets player is, of course, Jokic. Though he doesn't look like he's having fun playing with them anymore. Shot goes wide by Minnesota. Avs get the puck out. Trying to make something of the last couple of minutes here. Nichushkin gives chase. Avs come up with the puck. Here's Nick Waugh. Gets down low to Kadri. Kadri gets it out to Kulak. Tries to get a shot on goal, but it's blocked by Johansson. Flipped forward. No icing. That would help. I'm certain of it. Here's MacKinnon racing in. MacKinnon for a slap pass into the slot. No one's there. That's one thing that Minnesota has done really well this game is protect the center of the ice in front of Wallstedt, which is what the Avs haven't done, that's exactly where all the goals have come for Minnesota, was right in front of Blackwood. Kulak dumps the puck in deep. Landeskog with a good move. Burns shot from the point, goes wide. Taves pinches Zuccarello. Landeskog on the ground. Pass across. Goes just wide. And Necas tried to get the puck on net. Doesn't get enough of it. There was a wide open net, but it was a little far of a shot from Necas and a little bit of a rough angle. That's the best look the Avs have had in the last 20 minutes. Makar's back on the ice. That's good news. Hopefully that means it's just something he can manage himself. And they call icing on the play, even though it looked like Colton may have had the step. One power play on both ends is kind of crazy. Nate just finding the seam pass to Burns. It just goes off of the toe of Wallstedt. Wedgwood may be coming out of the crease pretty soon here. Shot from Faber goes wide. Quinn Hughes pinches it to Faber. It's in Makar's feet. He doesn't see it. And he flips it out. Colton tried to get the puck. Doesn't quite get there. Faber sends it back out around the boards. 4 minutes left in the third period. Pass forward is Nelson. Nelson has the puck. Passes it back to Kulak. There's Manson. Manson with the shot. Blocked by Foligno. Chipped forward. That should be icing. 3:42 on the clock. Shots on goal this period have been 4-4. Nothing happening on the ice right now. It is absolutely awful. No extra attacker just yet. 3:42 remaining. Here's Taze at the top of the zone. Pass out to Nick Waugh. Nick Waugh kind of had a look there. Taze from up top. Deflected and in. 3:33 remaining. It is a 3-2 game. There is life in Colorado. They're deflected from the shot from Taze. Jack Drury gets the goal. Just a deflection goal between the legs of Drury. Fantastic shot from Taze through traffic. Just under the left glove of Wallstedt. There is life, everybody. 3-2 game. 3.5 minutes and still an opportunity to pull the goalie. Another great thing would be if the Avs can draw a penalty, make it a possible 6-on-4. Jack Drury gets kicked out of the faceoff after the goal. $33, it's a sign. Avs get the puck. Send it across the zone. Back to reset. Burns to Manson. Manson passes it up. Not really able to control it. And the Wild send it in deep. Wedgwood plays it to Manson. Manson takes over. Skates it out. Manson enters the zone all the way from the other end. Takes a shot on net. Goes wide. Pinched in by Kulak. Sent around to Manson. Flipped around the board. Avs are trying to press the Wild. Have not pulled the goalie just yet. Here comes Boldy. Boldy tried to go short side backhand right there. McCarron around the net. Here's Makar. Makar out to Necas. Necas across the ice. Landeskog fell down. Landeskog looked like he just got butt-ended. Here comes MacKinnon. Tries to back it on a net. It gets saved. Wedgwood thinking about coming out. Doesn't quite get there. Puck is sent in deep. Taze has it behind the net. Wedgwood is about to leave the crease. Here comes Landeskog. Shoots it into the corner. Avs have the puck now. 6 attackers on the ice. MacKinnon sends it deep. Kadri gets it to the point. Shot from deep. Deflected wide. Avs stop it from going out of play is Kadri. Here's Landeskog down low. Skating with it on the outside. Burns with the slapper from the top. Goes wide. Pass down to MacKinnon down low. Back around to Landeskog behind the net. Here's Kadri. Kadri gets it up top to Burns. Burns to Necas. Necas down to MacKinnon. MacKinnon with the shot! And he scores! Short side by the ear! Tie game. Nathan MacKinnon gets the snipe on Wallstedt. We have a tie game. Absolutely electric. 1:23 on the clock. Avs have tied the game with 1:23 on the clock, despite everything that's been going on in this game. Absolutely insane shot from MacKinnon. Just picked the ear. Oh my gosh, that shot doesn't get any better than that. Just looking to the center and just off the mask of Wallstedt and in. I don't think anyone else could have made a better pass than that. Landeskog tilts his head back, and he is absolutely overjoyed. What an absolute snipe. 2 goals in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Just what the doctor ordered. 1:23 left in regulation. The Wild have the puck back in their own zone. Quinn Hughes passes it up to Boldy. Boldy gets it to, I can't tell if that's Foligno. Drury wipes out, oh, that's Kaprizov. Avs get the puck out of the zone. 1 minute remaining in regulation. The Avs have the puck. Nelson loses it. 1-on-2 situation. Boldy kind of lost it at the line. That looked like offsides, and it is. 47 seconds left on the clock. Just a knuckling puck that got roofed. MacKinnon has had so many shots on goal this game. It's such a relief to see that puck finally go in the net. That's MacKinnon's 9th shot of the game, and it finally goes in. As Riker would say on the altitude broadcast, he would say, right where Grandma keeps the cookies. That's why we pay him the big bucks. 30 seconds. Johansson skates it in. Turns around, hounded by Necas. On the ground is Johansson. Landeskog flips it out. Tried to get MacKinnon. Not able to really get there. MacKinnon bodies Spurgeon. He gets knocked down. Spurgeon lays on top of him. Puck gets sent out. 4 seconds left. We're going to overtime, folks. Extra hockey. The stadium, you can see the camera shaking with how loud that stadium is right now. That team just woke them up. What absolute scratching and clawing back. Avs got 30 shots on goal total so far. I believe they finished that period with 9. What was turning out to be a very boring period has become one of the most exciting periods of the game. Well, we got another intermission, folks. Looks like we're going to be live just a little bit longer. Down 0-3, now 3-3. Overtime will decide it. Yeah, what a game. Look, we've been absolutely livid with how this game has been going so far. It feels good to have positive things to take away from it now. We are now in overtime. We've got Wedgwood in net. Completely free hockey. 0-0 next goal wins. What a clawback by the Avs right there. First, the deflection from Drury. Yet again, another fourth line goal. So we had Parker Kelly and Jack Drury score today. That's 2 fourth liners. And then leave it up to your superstar to save the team with the goalie pulled, sniping it against the head of Wallstedt to tie the game with 1:20 left. I wonder if there's people watching this game that turned it off. And now they don't know what's happening. Let's hope it doesn't go for 5 or 6 periods. I'd lose my mind. I'd wear my voice out if we went 5 or 6 periods. Oh, I need to let my stress levels go down a little bit. Yeah, that's why you never leave a game. Fun story. When I was a wee lad, when I was like 12 or 13 years old, I was a preteen. Not staying up for that lol. Come on, you gotta. But when I was about 12 or 13 years old, I went to a college football game for the university that I did eventually end up going to. And they were losing like 35-7 at halftime. And the people I went with, they didn't really care. They're like, "Let's go." I didn't want to leave. They're like, "Nah, let's go." And so I ended up leaving. I didn't have a choice. I was 12. So I finally get home 30 minutes later, or like almost an hour later, because traffic was bad. Those of you that know how Houston is. But when I got home, I turned on the TV to see that my school had just hit the field goal to win the game 41-38. And it was like one of the biggest college comebacks ever. And I missed probably one of the best college football games that I probably would have ever seen in person. It still haunts me to this day that I missed the end of that game. The Wild are tired. I would imagine they played a lot of minutes. I think the one thing that seems crazy about this game is we've had multiple times where we didn't know if Cale Makar was going to come back into the game, and he has come back into the game. I know they're not using him as much, but and they just kind of need him for the numbers alone, because I think it's too risky to put Jack Ashawn out there on the ice because he just gets burnt. Woo! Now during the intermission period, they're going to talk about the Avs because they're the only thing that's happened that period. I'm just hoping the stream will stay alive long enough to catch the end of overtime.
Yeah, and every team has a tendency to do it, especially late in the game, not necessarily the second period where Minnesota was just kind of playing safe, but you stop moving your feet. And everybody was guilty of it. Unfortunately, when Hartman does get this puck out here and loses, he's got plenty of time to skate or just chip it halfway out.
Whew, I've calmed down a little bit. I can breathe a little bit. Woo! That was a hell of a goal. That was impressive. I knew if we were gonna tie it up, it was gonna be manifested by Nathan MacKinnon, and it sure was. He manifested the crap out of that goal. 8 minutes remaining in intermission. Wild or mild. 1 second. I will be right back, folks.
Shots after the first period, 9-3, as the second period, 9-4 in the third period. Until you played a lot of these games, I mean, you sit back whether consciously or unconsciously. How difficult is it now to be like, hey, we're in overtime, we can't do this anymore. We have to turn this around. We have to change the way we're playing.
Yeah, and it just depends. See, Colorado with their 3-1 lead in the series, and pressures Minnesota has facing elimination. So you got to get off your heels. You got to look for cues and favor to get off again and get them get in the zone. Zone man, create some.
Favor on the ice at times has been electric. To be honest, when he's normal, super clean. He hasn't been that way. He hasn't left the ice after it taken from Matt Zuccarello. But it's been just a combination of hits from game one on from last series. We talked about targeting cues if you're opposing team. Let's face it, Makar's the target, and he's feeling the effects.
He definitely is. And if I'm the Minnesota Wild, I'm on him every chance I get. See, go back to game one. They know massive hit. He's getting some work done from the trainers. Getting the icy hot their biz. There's something there. That is
Well, I'm not allowed to show the broadcast, unfortunately. Due to copyright laws, I cannot have the broadcast up.
Taves has led the most minutes back there for them, just under 28. So obviously we're going to get to that tying goal. And said it best, man. Big players have to make big plays. And are we going to take another look at it as far as she was here on the 6-on-5? And I'll throw it over to you, Shelly. Middleton, what would you like to see from him here when it ends up going over to
I mean, they had help from that strong side forward. He came down to that slot guy, so I think Middleton's got to get his stick out and run down. Get him, even the shooting line, going down like that allows MacKinnon have time and have a really good look at, obviously, incredible shot. But Middleton, you got to pressure MacKinnon. He's the guy that's going to be shooting. He's the most dangerous guy. Once he had that support from that strong side forward, he should have went right at him.
man? He just ran to the gods there for a long time. What are we looking at? No, they showed Landy net front. Looking at the gods, thanking them for that one. But I agree, like right away, no communication, you got to go. But when you've been sitting back the whole second, third period, mostly in the third there, maybe you're just a little bit tired. Another thing too, we got a text from Wayne as soon as we hopped on. Like he's like,
Of course.
goalie's got to stay on their feet. I completely agree there. Like he's giving up that top corner, and maybe he could just slide over and stay up on his feet, and that way that would hit his collarbone. But listen, he'd obviously been going post to post the last few periods and grinding out.
Ugh. Landy was very excited. You could see him tilt his head back and be like, "Oh, thank God."
He said, like, you watch him and he's thinking about it, and then he goes down. You hear Hank talk about that all day. He's like, Hank almost gets annoyed. He's like, be patient, and the goalie isn't good. It's like, come on. But, I mean, how hard is that? If the kid just got the puck on the stick, and he looks like he's going to, like...
He's a 50-goal scorer.
Yeah, right. To be patient in that moment, if he has the balls, that's hard. Difficult.
It's hard. I'm sorry. He had time though to get out. Like you have to have realize that everybody's covered, and that's your shot. If he just steps a foot out, holds his ground, it's going to hit him right here. So yeah, that's on him too a little bit. But Hank will say he's tired. I don't know.
The expected goals in the game. Oh, in case y'all can't watch OT. The expected goals in the game right now are the Avalanche 3.4, Minnesota 2. Ever since Wedgwood came into the game, I don't think Minnesota has generated more than like 0.2 expected goals. It's just what wearing a team down can do. Three minutes left, y'all. I'm gonna be holding on to my seat.
Reload that clip, you'll see that Stern comes down and he's got a stick and lane right at that middle slot guy. So that's not his guy. Like at that point, there should be no hesitation. Middleton goes right over, and that box, like that five guys, like the box plus one, whatever you want to call it, as far as the defense, it collapsed properly. Like I think that between Middleton and Wallstad, that just has to. Yeah, he got caught.
Is Blackwood done for the playoffs? No, I don't think so. I just think that Wedgwood is going to have to cough up the net again for him to get it, or Wedgwood's just going to or Wedgwood might get hurt. I think Blackwood, he could be a strategic guy to put in. Say we have a game, or even this one, Wedgwood, if this game goes long enough in overtime, say Wedgwood faces like 50 or 60 shots. Maybe the next game goes to Blackwood just because Wedgwood is going to be gassed.
Redemption. I'm going to go with Brian Hartman in the middle for Minnesota. Tough icing he took there.
Middleton. Yeah, well, he also had to block the slot as well. Because Landeskog was right there.
Knicks fan back out late.
1 minute remaining. And the fun fact about overtime hockey is no commercials. Straight hockey. Who's the OT hero? I think the Choo Choo Train deserves his spot in the sun. Josh Manson for the storyline, that'd be huge. So both teams have been to overtime once, and both teams have a goal. Or both teams have won. Colton would be a sick one. Playoff 0 to overtime hero. I can imagine the headline now. Imagine it's like Jack Hashan on the one shift he gets in overtime. Got the captain. That's a good one. I want to see the captain as well. That'd be fire. Alrighty. Buckle up, everybody. Let me set the scoreboard. Here we go. Playoff hockey is underway. Playoff overtime. Kind of a 2-on-1 chance. Oh, that was close. McCarron was open in the slot, but he fanned on it. Thank goodness. That was a defensive breakdown. That was already almost the end of overtime right there. 15 seconds in. Let's just say I may have been doing that. Pinned against the wall is Minnesota. Minnesota isn't able to get it out. Manson sends it deep while the Avs go get a change. Puck is sent all the way down the ice for icing. McCarron had the goal, too, if he's just able to get his stick on the puck. Doesn't quite get it. The puck's just a little in front of him, it looks like. Momentum is real. Avs need to keep it going. Face off in Minnesota zone. MacKinnon does not win that one. Wild player gets knocked down. Here goes Necas. Necas gets it out to Makar, but Necas trips over Quinn Hughes. Makar down low to Landeskog. Landeskog with the shot. Save by Wallstedt. Landeskog down low. Flips it around the boards. Makar passes it to Taves. Taves to the slot to MacKinnon. MacKinnon turns around. Tries to flip it in. Kind of a weird slot. Oh, MacKinnon had the backhand. It goes over the net. Not out of the zone yet. Manson sends it in deep yet again. And the Avs retreat. Puck is sent down the ice again, so another icing. MacKinnon missed the net just barely. He had a little bit of daylight. Just roofs it a little high. Face-off in the offensive zone yet again. Avs lose the face-off again. Puck is sent around the boards, not able to clear as Minnesota. Avs have the puck. Here's Ross Colton. Ross Colton from the slot. Shot goes wide. Puck comes all the way out of the zone. Brock Nelson has it. Sends it in deep. Wallstedt plays it. Up the wall to Trennan. Trennan drops it, and the Avs are able to force the turnover. Kulak has the puck skating up. Drops it to Logan O'Connor. Takes a shot deflected and out of play. Another face-off in the Minnesota zone coming up. $17:49 on the clock. Landeskog with the shot. It got blocked. Makar can't keep it in. Pass it out to Taves. Back to Makar. Makar sends it up. Chips it in. Wallstedt will play it out to Middleton. Sent around the boards. Back in down low. Landeskog and Middleton. Hartman comes out with the puck. Tries to send it out to Kaprizov. Kind of slowed up by Necas. Sent on net almost because of a miscaught play by Taves. Necas leaves for a change. Minnesota drops it to Hughes. Hughes spins around. Hughes to Faber. Faber with the shot. Blocked. Doesn't get there. He's got a guy. Oh, and the puck just hops over MacKinnon's stick. That just feels like the story of the whole game is the puck just goes over their sticks. Manson with the puck. Gets it out the zone. Looks like it might be icing. Yep. Manson iced the puck. 16:41 remaining in overtime. Minnesota wins the faceoff in their own zone. Whipped around the boards. Puck comes out of the zone off of Kiviranta. Chasing Hunt. Here comes Parker Kelly. Parker Kelly to the slot. Finds Manson. Here comes the outside. Tries to get it over the shoulder of Wallstedt. Just misses. Kaprizov going the other way. Kind of a 2-on-1 chance. Kulak played good defense there. Parker Kelly picks it up. Passes it out. Martin H. is around, tries to kind of wrap around, has an open slot shot to Kulak, who scores! The Avs have won it! They advance to the Western Conference Finals. Necas skates with the puck around the net, finds Kulak for the one-timer to the open net. The Avs have won in overtime. The comeback from down 0-3 to winning 4-3. What a game! Absolutely ridiculous finish to the game. Colorado Avalanche will be going to the Western Conference Final to play the winner of Vegas and Anaheim. Holy cow. What turned to be a 2-on-1 the other way, just a lead pass. Martin Necas skates around the zone, had an open shot himself, but finds the trailer to the wide open net is Brett Kulak. Martin Necas with the beautiful pass. I can unclench now? Not yet, I can't. I'm still too excited. Wide open net, Jack Drury jumping out the way. What a shot. What a game. And yet again, when the Avs have gone to overtime, they have answered pretty quick. Avs are going to the Western Conference Finals for the second time since 2001, I think. I think the only other time we went to the Western Conference Finals was 2022 when we played Edmonton. So we got Vegas or Anaheim on deck. Series is over. Much needed rest time for our injured guys coming up. We've got Cale Makar, who's hurt. Yeah, where'd the Wild fans go? Where'd they go? Martin Necas was just skating like beautiful right there at the end. For a series that a lot of people thought was going to go 7, to finish it in 5 is absolutely massive. Hoping for a Ducks win tomorrow so the Avs can get much needed break time. That'd be great. Makar, so he can deal with his shoulder injury, whatever he's got going on. Get some rest time to the goalies. Get time for Malinsky and Lehkonen to rest up. Manson actually shook hands with McCarron. That was crazy. 4-3 overtime win. This is the second time in my lifetime I have seen the Avs down 3-0 in the first period and come back to win it 4-3 in overtime. First time was against the Dallas Stars in Game 1 in 2024. This time, it's today to close out the first time the Avs have closed a series at home since 2003 or 2008 against the Minnesota Wild. What a finish to the game. Wedgwood was absolutely stellar in relief. Didn't really get tested, but the defense really locked up. Absolutely fantastic game. Goalie pull situation worked out. Nathan MacKinnon scored. And you can't give the first star of the game to anyone other than the guy that just won it for you. Brett Kulak got the game-winning goal. Blackwood, Patton, Wallstead right there. Avs are halfway there. Avs are halfway there. 8 wins to go. Western Conference Final and Stanley Cup is all they need to get to 16. Brett Kulak, after having a really rough start to the series, or to the game, really showed up in the end. Ended up with an assist and a goal. All right, let's go through our statistics right now. So Nick Waugh had an assist. Parker Kelly a goal and assist. Jack Drury had a goal. MacKinnon with a goal. Necas with 2 assists. Tays with a goal, or with an assist. Kulak with a goal and an assist. And Brent Burns with 2 assists. So, absolutely monster performance. I think Brett Kulak, I think he's the 17th skater for the Avs to get a goal in this postseason. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if he had one or not. He might have, but he might not have. But Brett Kulak is the savior of the team. Marty was a big part of it, absolutely. Keep an eye out for the post game that'll be coming shortly. Never a doubt? Yeah. Never had a doubt. Well, the second round curse doesn't come to bite us again. If anyone remembers that period of time where we just couldn't win a second round game. And it was Kulak on the 2-on-1 situation the other way that broke up the pass. Beautiful play by him. Just full 200-foot dominance. Yeah, if MacFarland doesn't win GM of the Year, that's crazy. Because every single one of our trade pieces has really shown out so far this postseason. Nick Waugh's been good. Kadri's been good. Kulak, just absolutely phenomenal right there. Holy moly. Keep your eyes out for the post-game video. I will be making that very shortly. Got a lot to talk about. What a finish to the game there. Had him right where we wanted it. Them abs. Yep. So, yet again, it's the Avalanche and Carolina that are waiting for everybody else to come join them in the next round. Avs are 8-1 in the postseason. Carolina is 8-0. Both are pretty much juggernauts at this point. We'll see who the both of them play. Sabres and Habs have 2 more games at minimum left to go. And Vegas and Anaheim got 1, if not 2 more. Keep an eye out for that video. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you love these streams. That was absolutely electric. I had a lot of fun with y'all. Even though we were really pissed off for a lot of it, we sure did end up real happy. Thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe. And we'll do this again on the next one. I don't know when the next game is going to be, but we'll do it again, and that's for sure. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night. Make sure to check out that post game.
Every day, mission motivates to move the world forward on the road.
Even though we were really pissed off for a lot of it, we sure
Motion
did
for life.
end up real happy. Thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe. And we'll do this again on the next one. I don't know when the next game's going to be, but we'll do it again, and that's